Welcome back, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode here on Invest in Your Future. I want to thank you guys on all the platforms that you reach me. So if that's on Facebook Live, if it's on YouTube Live, if it's on Facebook or Instagram Live, I want to thank you guys for joining me or listen to the podcast. Let me get actually speaking of the podcast. Let me get the podcast ready here. Starting a little early today because I have a trip to go to. So let me get it started here. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Invest in Your Future. I'm your host, Kenny, CEO of Kirunda Group Corporation, also called Coach Kenny. I want to thank you guys for joining me on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, on Instagram Live. And then also, if you do miss the episodes, we do have a podcast that shows all the previous episodes before and also shows the episode that we put up. It takes about maybe 30-40 minutes for my team to put it up. But then you can listen to the whole episode if you missed the beginning, if you missed other episodes that you may want to catch up on. So reach out to us. You can find us on iTunes or any way you can find a podcast. Just search Invest in Your Future and you can find us and listen to all the episodes before. I'd appreciate you guys if you did that because that way you can learn more also. I want to thank you guys on reaching out and texting and calling and messaging and liking and subscribing. It's always nice to hear that stuff. It's always nice to hear from, people DMing and saying the show's great or they're learning this and that, or they, passed it on to somebody else. But it's also good to, to feel a connection with the people that I talk to. When I first started this, I did not have a single person on any of the live broadcasts. I had barely had any people listening to the podcast itself, and I thought the content was great. But then again, it takes time, it takes effort on a consistent basis to get some kind of results, and we're finally starting to see some results, and it's great. But first, we want to definitely remind you guys we're having a seminar June 30th. It's Invest in Your Future, first official seminar. Is going to be big. We have limited amount of tickets left, so please buy tickets. Find us on Eventbrite. Just search Invest in Your Future. It's going to be at Hilton Garden Inn in Burlington, 5 Wheeler Road in Burlington, Mass. Come out to us, reach out to us if you need tickets. We only have a limited amount of tickets, so please purchase tickets as soon as possible. We still have a couple of days to go, or actually a couple of weeks, but still we only have a limited amount of tickets, and once they're sold out, we have to cap the room because we only have a certain size room, and we've already had to move the place already, so the room is already bigger and we're already almost reaching our cap. So please reach out to us, 781-244-0009, or email us info@kirundagroup.com. That's info@KIRUNDA group.com, and we can get tickets to you as soon as possible. Make sure you get that spot in there for yourself or for your family or for your friends. And if you're having issues, just contact us either on any of the platforms that you listen to this, and we can send you tickets or pass you on to people that can get you the tickets to you. And again, it's going to be 0 to millions. It's going to be a great seminar. We have a bunch of special gifts out there for you guys who are coming early also, but we want to make sure people start on time. Yes, I'm African, but we're not starting African time. We're starting right on time at 4 o'clock. It's 4 to 7, it's only 3 hours, and it's $30 for entrance, but it's going to be the best $30 you can invest because it's going to be eye-opening. It's going to be game-changing. It's going to be life-changing for all those people who are trying to feel stuck and feel they're not progressing. This is the kind of seminar you want to go to. This is the kind of seminar you want to bring your kids to. This is the kind of seminar that you want to bring people that are struggling, that could use help. Come to seminar and you can get help. It can help you in terms of finances, in terms of your credit, in terms of learning how to invest and learning how to fix yourself personally, so you can start seeing some results and start seeing some opportunity for yourself. If you have any questions, like I said, 781-244-0009. Now, we always want to get in contact with our listeners, so please reach out to us either through text or through messages or liking or subscribing. We always want to hear your comments. We always want to hear your, even if it's negative, just leave us a comment, leave us a like, leave us something so we know that you're interacting, you're getting the information, or it's making sense, or if you have guests that you maybe want to see on the show, or if you have topics that we could bring to the show, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. All right. Now, today, Invest in Your Future, the episode is going to be called Rules. Rules. Now, there's a big difference between a rule and a law. We're not on the law side. We're talking about rules. Now, these rules could be in each part of your life. So you have, let's say you have, personal rules for yourself. Let's say, you will never spend $1,000 on a dress, or you'll never buy something for a gift for somebody. You say, the limit's $50. You won't go over $50. That's your rule. Now these rules are self-governed, meaning that nobody has really given you these rules except yourself. You have limited yourself by setting these self-governed rules. Everyone has them. Now, if you have certain rules that are preventing you from being successful, whether it's in life or business or whatever you want to start, you need to understand what these rules are. Now, these rules, your self-governed rules, come from your beliefs, your belief system. Your belief system limits you on terms of how much you're able to make because of these self-governed rules. So if your belief system is you'll never make $1 million a year, that is your rule. That's an automatic rule for yourself. You might not even say, hey, you might say, I want to make $1 million a year. I want to make $1 million a year. But your belief is you'll never make it. That's a self-governed rule. Even though you never say it in your head, say, oh, I'll never make $1 million. You're always saying, I want to make $1 million. But your rule is stuck. Meaning the self-governed rule that you set for yourself is way below $1 million. So if your goal is $1 million in terms of anything, business, whatever, or whatever rule that you're setting for yourself, you have to make sure that you understand why this rule is there. It comes down to your belief system. Your belief system creates all your self-governed rules. Now, rules are not made to be, laws are made to be followed. Rules are made to be bent and even broken at times. You know why? Because certain rules are hindering your success. Certain rules are hindering all you're able to achieve just because these are self-governed rules. No one has put these rules on you except yourself. Your own belief system has limited your belief system has limited your potential. So like a simple rule right now that everyone kind of follows is everyone has to work a 9 to 5. Now, who invented that rule of 9 to 5? Why 9 o'clock? Why 9 to 5? Why those certain hours? Someone invented the rule of you work for 40 years or 50 years and then you retire at 65. Who invented that rule? Who put that rule in your head? There's a certain rule of, you have to invest. The only way you can invest is a 401k or an IRA, and that's the only way you can invest for your future. Who invented that rule? Who taught you that rule? This is self-governed rules that are holding you back. There's so many rules. So who invented the rule of your first house has to be a single family house? Why can't it be your first house be 4 units? Who put that rule in your head? Who invented that rule for yourself? Who invented the rule that you need to get paid every Friday or every 2 weeks? Who invented that rule? Why don't you get paid every single day? This is what you need to understand. Your rules are limiting your success. You're limiting everything that you're potential for. So if you have these certain rules that are governing you, you need to first of all understand what the rules are, so you can kind of start learning how to bend them and how to break them and how to fix yourself. So for myself, one thing I learned is, especially when it comes to money, there's money rules also that people are following. There's, save 10%. That's the money rule. But that's the money rule that people follow because they hear that on the news or they hear that from a book or an article or whatever, and they believe 10% is enough. 10% is garbage. 10% is nothing. You need to understand that. That's just a self-governed rule that you picked up from somebody else. You should be saving anywhere from 40 to 50%. This is stuff you should be learning from the seminar. Coming to seminars, you can learn these things because these self-governing rules are limiting so much of your potential. Another rule in terms of money, work work hard until you're 65 and then you retire. That's a terrible rule. Why do you want to start enjoying life at 65? I read a great book, 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. He has a great sample of you don't need to work, until you're 65 to retire. Why not have mini retirements? Work 5, 10 years, take a mini retirement and come back to work, or don't take any time off, don't retire. Who says you have to retire? Who created that rule of you have to retire? What if you love what you do so much that you don't need to retire? Warren Buffett is 80 something years old. He should have retired 50 years ago because he was already a billionaire, but he keeps working because he breaks the rules. He breaks the normal rules. He bends them because it's important to understand that no matter what the rule is, it's really only self-governed. It's really your self-belief. So, another rule is, the only way you can invest is mutual funds and ETFs. Who invented that rule? Why are you following that rule? Why is your belief system specifically set on that rule? Another rule is you need to work hard because every dollar is hard to get. No, I make money while I sleep. I'm not working hard. I'm working smarter. You need to understand that your potential is limited by your rules, and your rules are built by your belief system. If your belief system is messed up, you need to fix that. Your number one thing in terms of rules is fixing your belief system. Your belief system makes all the rules that govern your body, from the way you work out, or if you work out, if you don't work out, to the way you handle your money. There's certain rules that you follow for that, to a certain way you handle your job, the way you handle your appearance. There's certain rules. Some people are okay with wearing a shirt 4 or 5 times a day, or 4 or 5 times in a week, the same shirt. Other people are so disgusted they can never wear the same shirt twice. So everyone has certain rules that they follow. We need to understand that these self-governed rules are either helping you or limiting your success. So if it comes, well, for me, in terms of money and business, there's certain rules that you need to bend and you need to break. That's not even a question, especially if you want to be in the game of business. Your certain rules that you're trying to follow are going to be limiting you in terms of everything. So you need to start breaking and bending a lot of your personal rules, meaning you need to change your belief system. So if you're in a business, and let's say you're a yoga teacher, or whatever the job is, who says you have to compete with the people next to you? Don't compete. That's another set rule. No, dominate the competition. Don't compete. That's just not a self-governed rule. Myself, I'm not trying to compete. I'm trying to dominate my field. I'm trying to dominate whatever I'm trying to do. If you're if you're trying to figure in terms of money, let's say they always tell you put your money in the bank. I kind of don't like that rule either. Banks don't help you. Banks are machines, strictly machines. Think of banks as machines. I would like to work with credit unions. So put your money in a credit union because they're more personable. They're more willing to work with you. You're considered a member instead of just a number. You're a member of a credit union. They can help you get loans. They can help you with, maybe building personal relationships with, maybe if you're looking for a contractor, they might have a contractor who comes to the credit union. So it's more of a localized system for yourself to help you in terms of your business. So if you're a business person, stay away from banks, go more credit unions. So maybe you can have easier access to capital. If you're thinking of business, don't think locally. That's your rule. That's your thing. Oh, I got to, just work around here. No, think globally. Think, how can I get customers in China? How can I get customers in Japan? Those are rules that you should be breaking and being unlimited in terms of your potential, because of the fact that these rules are just on your personal beliefs. Don't work until 65 to retire. No, work until you're 35 and then retire after that. Don't just invest in mutual funds and ETFs and all these things that they advertise. No, do your own research on other investments that you can do yourself. Break the rules, bend the rules. Not laws. Laws are there to govern people. Rules are made for yourself, to protect yourself or to limit your potential. Who says you need to brush your teeth only twice a day? Those are certain rules that you just live by that someone gave you. No, why don't you brush your teeth 3 or 4 times a day? These are rules you can bend and break, and they can only help you. They don't hurt anybody else. Understand that. Who says you need to work hard? Why not work smarter? Make money while you sleep. You need to understand that these rules I'm really shocked at some of these belief systems people live by. These belief systems limit their potential in almost everything. And what happens is when they limit their potential, they get mad, they get upset because they know that they have more potential than themselves. But the rules are in their belief system, and the belief system is holding them back. It's same with you. Do not let these certain rules hold you back. Bend them, break them, play with them. I try not to limit myself in terms of self-governing rules. So my belief system is open mindset. Keep yourself open in terms of don't make rules for yourself that can limit your potential. It's not even a question that everyone has some certain rules that they need to, you know, fix and fix up. It's tough to change your belief system, but the belief system is where all your rules come from. So change your rules. Don't live by certain rules by somebody else that gave you. Maybe your parents gave you some rules to follow. Yes, they're trying to protect you, but maybe they're hindering your success potential. Don't live by anybody else's rules. Follow your own rules. Follow your own guidelines. Write your own rules down. Take a minute and say, what's holding me back? What rules am I following? And who taught me these rules? And can I change them? Can I bend them? Can I enhance them? Can I improve them? Can I dismiss them altogether? These are things you need to be focusing on in terms of your own personal rules. Yes, you need rules to guide you, but make sure they're unlimited. Make sure that they're not somebody else putting these rules on you. If you're a kid underneath 18, yes, you're stuck underneath your parents' house, so you got to follow your parents' rules. But once you're 18 plus, you should have your own set of rules. Your parents do not run you anymore. Run yourself. Make yourself a confident person with your own personal rules that you created, that nobody else put on you. It's very important to understand that. And if you don't understand this, come to our seminar, June 30th, 4 to 7. It's going to be life change. It's going to be so much information for people to change their lives. We're going to talk about these kind of rules that can help you. Contact us, info@kirundagroup.com. It can help you. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you again. Until next Thursday, guys. Adios.